Hey everybody, welcome back to the Project Park series that I've been doing. Not a lot going to be happening today. Basically, I was going to do some of the back of the railroad station and then start on Liberty Square, but I ended up just kind of working on just the station. Most of the front of this is done, but I kind of built myself into a kind of a corner, I suppose. The problem is I made the front of this look so awesome that I didn't really know what to do on the back of it. So I just kind of mess around with it and just kind of go with the flow and see what works. I ended up raising the station in the last video some, just off the land, because I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to work on this back here and I'll just raise it up one and that will do. Well, don't really know if that really worked. I mean, yeah, it worked out great for the front of the building, but in the back of it, when you actually step down, I had to figure out what to do with that. I eventually decided, okay, let's try to make something like a kind of a platform back here that you kind of step up on. And unfortunately, you know, there's no angled pieces in Easy World's Disney World. They're all straight or diagonal. There's no, 1H angle, 2H angle, nothing like that. I struggled here trying to find, really what I really wanted to do. Luckily, Silverette, he kind of popped into my stream as I was doing this and offered up a couple of tips, and I ended up going with some of his ideas there. I don't know if I'm still going to keep this or not. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it just yet. I may keep it, may not. I don't know. To me, I mean, it just doesn't look right. I mean, after he gave me the tips, it looks 10 times better than what I was doing. But I'm still just not sure if I'm actually happy with it. So, I just kind of went with it, and I figured out we'll fix it later. So, first thing we had to do is we had to put the station back, and I still have yet to install the invisible doodads from, so I can get the invisible pass and stuff. I don't know what I'm procrastinating on that for. I really need it, but I don't know. I'm just wasting my time, I guess. So I will eventually get that, and that way the station will look a lot better. I think I will try to do it before I actually record again, I think. We'll see. So, I just kind of was rebuilding some of the station parts here and trying to make everything look right. I had an idea to kind of curve these, like kind of a, not really a perfect slant, but more curved. And it didn't really work out, because then I realized, oh, wait, crap, I don't have any cornice pieces that will fit that. Alright, well, let's go back to the regular angles then. Now, something else that I do in this video that you'll see later is I was never really happy with the iron trellises over top of the entrance. It looked okay, but it really wasn't what I wanted. And after looking and looking and looking, I never could find exactly what I wanted. So I ended up just making my own piece, which you'll see here later on in the second part of the video. This is actually a couple of different streams that I did and kind of combined them all together. We also, I finished up the roof and stuff, and basically, I mean, I just put a lot of details into this one in this video, especially in the second part of it. The first part of the video is just me kind of playing around, going with the flow, getting the station to look somewhat decent, on the inside of the park, because I made it look so goddamn awesome on the front of it that I couldn't figure out what to do on the back. I just couldn't make things work. So it was just testing here and there, testing pieces out, seeing what I could find, looking around, and eventually I came up with something that I think it works. I mean, I'm not gonna fool with it any longer. I'm just gonna move on, and if I need to make any changes later on, I can always go back to these and change these later on. Disney updates their parks all the time, so hey, I can as well. This was something I was trying to figure out here as well, how to make the station entrance roof, because I knew I wanted this kind of angle piece, because I'm working actually from some concept art from the Disney Paris station that I thought looked really cool. So I kind of took some of that and played around with it and put some of that into the design here. And I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. I guess all in all, I'm so happy with the front of the station and just not very happy with the back of the station. I don't know why, but I'm just not. I tried these Roman columns and played around with it. Didn't really care for that. I was trying to get the sides of it, and again, someone, Silverette, he suggested that I change the roofs. He's like, hey, change those roofs out, and you can fit the cornices on there. I'm like, oh, thanks. I did not realize that there was 2 different kinds of roofs in Shy Guy's Alpine set. Did not know that. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I thought that looked much better than trying to fit anything else on there, and I decided to go with that. I did kind of look the way the those one cornice things look from Shy Guy Set 9, so I eventually will put those back on there, as you'll see. But yeah, I mean, there's just not a whole lot going on in this video, and it's just mostly just, fixing things and detailing things. Devil's in the details, though, right? I mean, you got to put as much as you can into it to try to make it, your own thing. Kind of make it a lot, work out the best you can. All in all, I really don't think this is going to be one of my best videos I've made so far in the series. It might actually be my worst, but, it's got to be done. We got to finish the station so we can move on to Liberty Plaza, which I had hoped I could start in this video, but I did not. I can say this though, like I said in the last video, someone suggested that I use Callum's brick walls instead of Shy Guy's walls on the top of that. They said it was more Disney-like, and at first I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know, this just looks a little too red. The more I see it, the more I actually like it. I think they look so much better than the Shy Guy's walls for what, at least in the station anyway. So I'm probably going to continue using those bricks in some of the other parts because, I mean, they do look very colonial, which is kind of a look that I'm going for. Someone else said, actually just this morning, that my station looked kind of gothic. And I don't really see the gothic. I mean, I guess because of the orange trellises and stuff, but I was thinking it was more Victorian than gothic. I don't know. I like it. So, I don't think it looks gothic at all. But we're going to continue the brick walls and stuff on the inside of the park as well. So it's basically what we're doing is, every Disney park you walk in, you have your little entrance plaza. You got the different things on the sides of it before you actually get into Main Street. You have Liberty Square in the parks as well. And since this is Disney Heritage, which is kind of the idea I'm going with, it's an entirely new park. It is in the central United States. So we're going to have, Disney East, which is in Florida, Disney West, which is in California, and then I thought, there's been rumors this entire time of a Disney park being built in, somewhere like Texas or, something like that. So I thought, well, let's build one in central United States. Let's take elements from all the parks and combine them and do our own unique style and just do a central United States park. Eventually, there was an actual concept. I was going to say rumor, but there was an actual concept of a park called Disney America, and City Trader is doing an awesome job of recreating that in his own version on Shy Guy's World, which is really awesome. But to me, I mean, I'm not putting City Trader's park down at all, don't get me wrong. His is nice, and I just didn't think the concepts that Disney had themselves were really what a Disney park should be. So I decided, I want that Disney feel, but I also want to capture the essence of, something different as well. And that's where I kind of come up with this. So basically our entry plaza is going to be Liberty Square. So when you walk into the park, Liberty, you have this American colonial feel. And you'll see that in the next video when I actually start on Main Street. Now it will still have that Main Street feel. It will still have the trolleys. As the Main Street itself will have the 1920s, and then from there but the entry plaza itself will still have this colonial American feel to it that I really kind of want to get. The same feeling you kind of get at Liberty Square at Disney World. And I kind of missed it there. I wasn't really talking about it because I was not paying attention to the video, but you did see me place the actual new pieces there, and you can kind of see them here in the corners. I know I time-lapse this video so fast that you can't really pay attention to it, but there you can kind of see it. The arches, I decided to make all new arches to go over my entrance, and I really like them, and I'm still tweaking them, but I think I'm going to release that as a custom scenery set. may make like one width pieces. Haha. You can tell I'm just kind of hungry. I just kind of woke up hungry this morning. But I'm gonna make one width pieces, and I'm gonna make diagonal pieces as well in both double width and single width. And I may even make some different designs for it, but finding these designs was just kind of tough on its own. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm still kind of tweaking it. I'm still trying to get a recolorable version to work right and get the exact width. And I mean, these kind of look maybe a bit too thick. And I think the other ones that I've just recently done this morning are maybe just a bit too thin. So I was still kind of playing around with that to get just the right feel to them. We'll see how it all works out. But I mean, if there's enough demand for it, I can definitely make these arches for everybody else to use on, custom scenery and stuff. Just if you're interested in them, just definitely let me know. And you can always ask in Shy Guys World. You can ask on my threads. You can ask in my streams. Let me know if you actually like those pieces and you want to use them, maybe, or you have some ideas for them. Let me know, because I would be happy to release those. I just gotta know there's a need for it. In other words, there's no point in me wasting my time making icon sheets and everything for it, or even making diagonal pieces, because right now I don't need diagonal pieces. So I mean, if I'm not going to release it as a set, there's no point in me making them before everybody else, if nobody wants it. But yeah, me and a couple others, Silverette, who else was in there? Blackout. There was Poppet. Yeah, Poppet was in there as well in the stream when I was doing this, and they were all talking about how there's we was talking about the orange trellises, and there's like there's just not enough of those, and cornice pieces as well. There's no angled cornice pieces. They're all straight or diagonal. There's nothing angled, and it would be awesome to have some like angled pieces to kind of go up the roofs as well. And that's something that I actually may kind of work on. I don't know. We'll see. I did say when I set out to make this park, I was going to make the pieces that I need. I wasn't going to just settle for what's out there. And so far, I haven't really done that. I've made a few pieces, but mostly I've just kind of looked around and found what I liked. So, yeah. But there you can kind of see, I mean, the back of it is kind of coming together here. I think the worst part of this is those in-game platforms. Oh man, I really hate those. Those rails are horrible looking. I need to get the invisible pass installed as quick as possible and finish this up and get the ugliness out of what is that. I do not finish the back of the station, but it's good enough. So I'm actually going to be running out of time here any minute, and I don't have a whole lot of time left to talk about it. So I'm just kind of showing this off in the stream and stuff. I had a lot of people asking about this and that. So while I was finishing the touches on, and I replaced these railings as well to make it more symmetrical with the front of it, because I had started out using balustrades from Raphael's, and they were okay at first, but the more I used them, the more I didn't care for them. So yeah, decided to go with something else. I thought about putting a spire on the back of it, but then it doesn't match the front. I even tried to make it kind of all the way back, and I didn't like that. So eventually I was like, screw it, we're just going to go with that and be done. Yep, there we go. Okay, so hey guys, hope you enjoyed the stream. Watch, comment, follow, and check me out on Twitch. That way you can follow along and help out. See you later.